How to live in love when you've been mostly abused.
Coffee time with John.
Welcome to another Coffee Time with John. I got a question that came through on the comments, and I wanted to jump right on and do this video because I think it's an important one because it answers itself in a lot of ways, but only if I point out the answer. Her question was, comma, how to live in love in the face of being mostly abused. It's a great question. Okay, it's got a skew in it that is apparent. When you live in love, that's a present moment thing. You are living in love. You are being and living in love in the present moment. Abuse, being mostly abused, and we're going to talk about the mostly in a little bit. Abuse is in the past. It's something that's happened, right? Unless you're in the midst of it, then you have to love yourself out of that situation too, right? But if abuse, the things that have happened up to this point have been abuse, you can only change anything in your present moment. But if you stay in your present moment focused on abuse, you're going to perpetuate abuse in your life. People are going to treat you with abuse if you stay focused on being abused or being a victim. You have to step into the moment and live love. Now, when I say live love, that means you have to live love equally in both directions. What do I mean by that? I mean, love others, yes, but you have to love yourself equally enough to say, I am worthy of something different. I am worthy of something different. Now, if the abuse is in the past, then it's a matter of saying, okay, that was that part of my life, and I am now living a beautiful, easy, loving life. And you stay focused, very present, right? Don't try to jump ahead so far, like, I don't have it anymore, whatever. You just say, no, I am in this moment living a loving life. And you stay very focused on living a loving life in the now, right? And what happens is every moment that you live loving, you're dropping a present moment into your subconscious mind, into your past. And the more of these you stack in the present moment that are loving, you change your subconscious belief in the past. And the abuse gets further and further away from you. And it eventually gets so far away from you that now the only thing you can remember is a loving world and a loving past, right? You break free of the cycle of focus. See, most people have a struggle in that they stand here in their present moment and define themselves by their past. But the present moment is the moment of creation. If you define yourself by your past, then you are going to relive the past. But if you take this moment, you say, okay, the past was like this, but now I am doing this. Now, what's I am? God's name, according to Moses. Whatever you ask in God's name is granted. So you have to decide that right here, right now, is the beginning of something new. Now, what's another way of saying that? Be born again. Set your past down and start something new. That's how you break free. That's how you live a loving life, is to choose to live a loving life and to put thought, word, and deed in living a loving life. And the more you put thought, word, and deed in living a loving life, what happens is nothing in the past can affect you at that point because you have washed it away with love. And no fear can exist in perfect love. That's in the book of John. So no fear can exist in perfect love. So your job is to be the perfect love, to be as perfect in your love as you can. You know, you can't be perfect in the physical world. It's not possible. One of the reasons we're here is to experience our imperfections so that we can go back and experience what perfection really is. So you want to stay in this moment and live a loving life in a way that, just be love, basically. Now, the word mostly, being mostly abused, that is a definition that says that you are more abused than not. I am more abused than not, right? Well, that's you focusing on not only on abuse, but the level of abuse. So that's actually doubling down on your abuse. You were abused. Boom. Mostly or not, does not matter. Does not matter. Nothing in your past really matters. Nothing in your past really is a hindrance to your moving into something different unless you choose it to be, unless you focus on it being, unless you define yourself as a victim that is mostly abused. So you've got to break free of those abuses. Now, if you're in the middle of an abusive situation right now, the most loving thing you can do is extract yourself from the situation. And you might be in a situation saying, well, I can't leave because of the monetary situation. I can't leave because of this. There are ways to leave in any situation. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do is to give yourself the love you need, because abuse isn't love. Abuse is control. Abuse is power. And that person who abuses usually is abusing because they don't know how to feel love. And so power is their adrenaline rush that love would normally give them. So they're addicted to power. And to have power and to exert power over someone else is the only drug that they will ever have to give them that feeling, unless they break out of their pattern of abuse themselves, of being an abuser. Right? To them, it's just a power trip. But the only way you can break free of something like that is to love yourself enough to extract yourself from the situation, no matter how you have to do it. And if you don't have family who can help you do it, then you can find amazing organizations out there that can help you break free of an abusive relationship and help you get into housing and everything else. Right? There are groups out there to do it. I unfortunately do not know them, but I'm sure a simple Google search will help you find that. And once you find the group in your area that is victim of abuse, you just search victim of abuse, you will find people who will help you get out of that situation. So if you're mostly abused now in the present, the way you live a loving life is to love yourself enough to get out of that abusive relationship. If the abuse is in your past, the way you live a loving life is to live a loving life. Just choose to realize that past abuse was that part of your life, and you're in a new part of your life. And this new part of your life is being made by your choice to live a loving one. And that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.